And I am happy to see him doing the same thing coming into this next set, because that's what got him to this point, was he stuck with the character that didn't have the best matchup against that Cloud, but he really let his knowledge of this character bring him to this point against Lima.
Yeah, the knowledge of ToastedArt, getting a lot from Ferb, but also just his own intuition and understanding of the character.
Yeah.
He's adapted it to have this amazing Ice Climber over time, and hopefully we get to see some of that as he faces off against Lima, who the #1 seed. So it's going to be beyond an uphill battle than he faced earlier if he wants even a chance at beating Lima, which I would personally love to see. Don't know if he will, but I could see him taking a game off.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a rough one. The 33 coming in against the 1 seed is typically one of those matchups that you don't even think of as a possibility. So ToastedArt, as you said, a very uphill battle, as Lima is off to not the best start, but he's chipping in some damage and looking to even up these percents pretty quickly, as these Witch Twists and ABKs are going to get the movement going. Start to mix up ToastedArt more and more successfully. He's getting a lot of damage off. Everything is connecting right now for Lima, as ToastedArt comes back from off stage. The reversal gonna work out.
Nana saving him.
Yeah, playing great defense there.
Both of these characters, even if they're behind, they get one hit on you, they are going to either give you a ton of percent, or you're going to take that stock, how ToastedArt does the first one, and going to hit shield, and with that getting punished, but being able to make it back. Normally, I think Bales would go for an air dodge there, but Lima, with its better intuition, manages to get away, and starting to get his own combo, and he might be able to get the kill. But we're going to have to see.
Yeah, this is what's going to be tough. A lot of the times, Bayonettas are going to look for that up tilt back air, and it works out in that case, but I was going to call attention earlier to the fact that Ice Climbers loves to play against these types of characters that need to set you up into stuff, and that is exactly what Bayonetta needs to do. So ToastedArt might be getting a lot of mileage off of late starts, or late stocks taken when Lima can't get those kill setups.
Yeah, and another thing to think about is that ToastedArt is very familiar with this matchup, playing against Geist probably very often, and playing against our own other really good Bayonetta, Trudingus.
Wait a minute, ToastedArt off to a phenomenal start.
With the stock advantage and only very lightly hit. Speaking of devil, Lima's starting to get this combo going, but ToastedArt's able to make it back. Now these players are just going to be feeling each other out, trying to get the percentage, the double jab going on there, and managing to set Lima to the corner. But ToastedArt's not able to get much off of it. But we've seen him before, and if you were here, you've seen him before, and we're going to be seeing him now just literally rack on more and more percent. But Lima is doing the same in response.
And the risky side B allows ToastedArt to get back to the ground, but now way deep. The side B gets the recovery all the way up there. Up tilt's going to connect, and you can't get the stock, and now ToastedArt, very early on, his ability to close out games is going to be tested. That's a big thing that these top players have. An advantage over the lower ones is that they're very good at holding on to these stocks, and they're very good at closing out. So right now, the question posed to ToastedArt is, how do you close out a game against Lima?
Yeah, closing it out against the top players is going to be the most difficult part. When they are against their backs, they will come back at you with as much force as they have available to their disposal against you. And we're seeing it now. They're both close at percentages, but both of these characters and both of these players are beyond able to take you out of this game, take you out of this set, take you out of this tournament.
You see Popo getting laddered all the way up to the top of the stage. Nana was on an island of her own. Lima looked ready to clean up the game, but couldn't get the connection, and ToastedArt cleans up game 1 after a barely missed F smash from Lima. Just frames away.
Excellent. There you go. You might be everyone in the crowd, everyone outside our booth is popping off, happy for ToastedArt. We were definitely cheering on him on during his previous set. Earlier we saw as ToastedArt was covering with only his side B, it was a bit of an underestimation with the Ice Climbers recovery. Well, Ice Climbers, you can take out Nana and absolutely snuff their recovery. If you do not meet that condition, their recovery is something you cannot afford to underestimate. Maybe that was the cost of their game. Maybe there could be something else. Yeah,
and Lima at the end of that game just overcommitted on the F smash. He had the read on ToastedArt's side B, but just didn't dash back quite far enough, and that would have been a great option had it connected, but ToastedArt was just barely able to slip away, and he made the absolute most of that whiff.
Yeah, if ToastedArt can keep up this patience and but at the same time, just this damage racking on, I can honestly see him possibly go into game 5 with this. He's my friend, so I'm going to say I hope he could take the set, but like, I don't want to be too biased here. Lima is such an excellent player. There's a reason he's top 30?
Yeah, very solid player, very highly ranked. as ToastedArt, again, off to a solid start. Lima is looking to have quite a bit of trouble in neutral here. That parry is going to be a great option to get some damage on, and taking Nana out of the picture is going to be the way for Lima to win this set. That was a phenomenal punish there from Lima to get Popo off stage and just take away the recovery option.
Yeah, it didn't look like ToastedArt was ready for that. But Ice Climbers can definitely be a character to bring things back. I mean, alongside Bayonetta. But these Ice Climbers, if you get grabbed, if you get put in Blizzard near the ledge, well, you might as well say goodbye to your stock and just wait 10 seconds. But Lima being able to get an excellent combo, ToastedArt to 83%, and racking on even more right now. ToastedArt needs to close into stock just like that. And we might be able to see him survive a little longer.
That was a great way to trade there from ToastedArt. And now one thing I'm worried about for Lima's sake moving forward is that he's getting the climbers separated very effectively, and there's a perfect example of what he needs to be doing as much as possible. Is once you get them separated, you cannot let them get back together. He's doing this thing a lot where he carries one climber all the way to the top of the stage, and then slowly ToastedArt works them back together, and that was a great example of the adaptation that Lima needs to make moving forward. Always taking that first climber stock once you get them separated.
Yeah, it can put the Ice Climbers in a bit of a polarizing ability to perform and not, with just separating the Ice Climbers. But another thing you cannot underestimate is Sopo. He may be possibly like the worst character in the game on his own, arguably, but he's not coming back from this. Oh my god, you can't underestimate him. But he could rack on so much % on his own and take the stock if even.
Yeah, he really can. And I actually heard ToastedArt in between games here talking about how important he feels it is to just be obnoxious with Sopo once you have it down to that. And that was a good job there from ToastedArt. Just kind of staying alive for a while, really making Lima work for it. It's not easy, and here they are. The climbers are separated. How can Lima respond? Just mixes up the combo, baits out ToastedArt to try and cover, and does a great job at that. A lot more damage tacked on as ToastedArt's lead, or as ToastedArt's deficit rather, is just growing and growing.
Yeah, all things considered, I feel like ToastedArt's been doing really good at being able to recover, and not only that, just try to stay out of disadvantage as long as possible. And some things you can't do anything about. I guess you can taunt, you know?
You see ToastedArt just waiting down there and said, well, not much I can do about this. There goes Nana.
Yeah.
And Lima is just going to take it off the top with ease, and now it's going to be super patient. ToastedArt just runs up. Screw the patience. Here's an F smash.
Yeah, Lima smiling off of that. Probably about to lose this game, realistically speaking, but everything you can do, you could regroup yourself, you could try to get the knowledge about what your opponent does, what he thinks he could do, and just get more on download, so you could apply that better for the next game. Yeah,
ToastedArt really using this Sopo stock as an opportunity to kind of get a mental edge, you know? I mentioned it earlier, he wants to be frustrating with Sopo, and he's doing a great job at that. He loses his stock, he makes Lima work for it a little bit. A little bit of comedy coming through in the corner as he just runs up and F smashes, but you know, kind of making Lima take a step back, say, okay, I can't get too overzealous. I got to take him a little bit more seriously.
Sort of a response to last game's just F smash in neutral. I mean, if it took the stock, it works. And
we've seen a lot of F smash in neutral in this set so far. Lima lost the last game over it. ToastedArt got a stock on it here. I think Lima hit one last game. It's a lot of F smashes coming through.
I am absolutely ecstatic for ToastedArt. I hope he can make it much further. We're going to return again to PS2. I don't know if that's Ice Climber's best stage, or I don't know if it's Bale's best stage. I know Bale just generally works well, but we got Blizzard.
We do.
We got Blizzard.
We are just seeing the comfort pick run back to PS2.
Yeah.
Seen ToastedArt play most of his games so far in this tournament on this stage, even against characters that strive on a stage like this, like Mario, for example. But you know, not the best matchup against Ice Climbers, of course. ToastedArt still feeling very comfortable here. The up tilt again early on. ToastedArt taking the lead. It's just been a matter of can you or can you not close out. What a tough option to cover, man.
Yeah. ToastedArt reminds me of Sparko. That's very true, Dingus.
Young champion right here. Up till, can he be the GOAT though? Can he find Spargoat status? And so far doing a great job approaching it. Really making Lima sweat here.
Almost taking that first stock again. I guess with something like PS2, there's just only so much you can run away from. Taking that first stock with the up smash, but ToastedArt is very comfortably ahead. I don't know how he's doing this, but I love every bit of it, every second of it. Excellent player, and being able to shield in time. Just unfortunately, Nana has that always just doing something a little bit later than what you input because someone wanted to do that. Someone intended that.
Yeah, early on, ToastedArt is demonstrating a very high ability to have one climber cover the other. Obviously, that's kind of the name of the game, of Ice Climber disadvantage, but ToastedArt has just absolutely found a brain brain-to-hand connection with these two characters, making it really tough for Lima to get clean openings. Finally, though, he finds one here. See if he can make the most of it. Climbers are separated. How do you respond? Another witch twist is going to get some more damage on. Still, the climbers are separated. ToastedArt manages to bring them back together, though.
Yeah, finally get back onto the stage and back in neutral. Both players at a relatively high percent and definitely comfortably enough to where they could kill their opponent if given the opportunity. And Lima just trying to fish out whether it's getting percent or trying to get one of these ice climbers off the stage and dead. And there goes Nana, another great feature. If there's ever a kill spark on Nana, she will always lose that stock no matter what. She cannot DI for the life of her.
It's going to be tough here. Now the witch twist is going to send back to the middle of the stage.
Yeah.
We got the back air, not going to connect.
Trying to get for the grab.
Connection doesn't work.
Oh, the threat of gun is going to cause ToastedArt to accidentally SD, but at 172, that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
As ToastedArt spends the final seconds of that stock trying to get his way back to stage and never makes it work. But now, with his feet planted back on solid ground, he's putting up a good fight, but that's going to be a big counter. Could be a lot of a punish, but Lima just can't quite get it done.
Yeah, ToastedArt getting, not unscathed, but definitely getting off better than he has before. Well, 25%, which is slowly beginning to rack up once again. Well, how does he get out of here?
Okay. We're alive off the top. Finally finds the landing, but a great air dodge read from Lima as the advantage just gets extended longer and longer. Your time in jail is extended as ToastedArt finds the edge pressure. There it is.
Once again, back to last stock. Ice climbers, definitely a higher percent like this, where combos are going to be sticking for longer. They are an extreme hazard to be fighting against. They are not something you can afford to be.
Ooh, just unfortunate miscue off stage. I was just about to say Lima cannot let anything risky fly, as ToastedArt's punish game has been on point today, but the offstage game has not had quite the same level of success.
Yeah, keeping this very close. I mean, you would think this would not be a close set. You would think that on paper, but a lot of Ohio players, especially ToastedArt, I would say like have this just X factor of it does not matter. I will win the set, or I will get very close to it. I will put you against. You have to do your best, or it won't be enough.
Yeah, ToastedArt making Lima work for this win. Nothing's coming super easily for the 1 seed here at this tournament. As that's a perfect example. A big opening for Lima on every other character, but ToastedArt has the awareness, has the control over his character to get up there and interrupt stuff.
Yes.
Make stuff frustrating, make it difficult for Lima.
33rd seed, by the way.
Yeah. Putting up a good fight.
With that being said, putting Lima in the corner, almost gonna take that stock with the, I don't know what that attack is called, but barely gonna be missing it. And now Nana needs to come back, or ToastedArt's gonna be an extreme disadvantage. Yikes. Unfortunately, nothing he could do about it currently.
And ToastedArt just gonna try to time up the 2-frame. When you got, that's the one thing that looks really good with Bayo in this matchup. Well, not the one thing, but one of the things is when those climbers get separated, there really is just no way to interfere for a long time.
Yeah.
As the movement is just not there. ToastedArt, though, with the Soko, looking to take the first stock. Be careful here, Lima.
Well, again, you cannot.
Okay.
You cannot.
I'm not going to be the one to do it.
I want to say you can't underestimate ISCs, but when you just go for that.
The full charge up smash in neutral, you can underestimate a little bit.
He's a real one for that. But immediately off stage at 53%,
nice.
An alarming, just sudden deficit given to ToastedArt. Lima, he's done his last game, and he's going to do it this again, bringing up to 86%. We're going to see Nana lost again. And the down smash are not going to be able to take the stock.
And Lima really seems to have found a groove at this point, as nothing's coming easy for ToastedArt. And Lima's extensions are finding a bit more consistency that we didn't see early on, and the up smash is going to lift ToastedArt to the heavens.
Yeah, Ice Climbers is definitely a character where if you do not know the knowledge, the necessary knowledge, or the baseline to be able to take out many competent Ice Climbers, you are going to fall hard due to matchup check failures. But it seems that Lima has remembered something, and so has ToastedArt with that up air taking the first stock. Remember to win this game, please, ToastedArt.
He's got a shot here. He just needs an early opening. We saw some really good extensions early on, especially in that game 1 that ToastedArt was able to take. But ever since then, Lima's done a great job avoiding any extension too clean. But here's an opportunity for one. Nothing too strong. However, Lima finds himself off stage. Good recovery.
That Blizzard didn't activate at which time, which is interesting. Going to be able to barely make it back. I don't know the full how Bayo recovers, but I can never really tell when she's able to make a comeback and when she cannot. But that being said, ToastedArt's trying to find a way to take this last stock and hopefully make it back to one stock versus one stock apiece and maybe be able to get a comeback from it.
Oh, the Blizzard was a great idea, but Toasted couldn't find the connection. Lima kind of slipping a little bit, but this connection is going to give him a grip nice and tight. Up off the top, 3 hits in a row, and that's going to get it done. ToastedArt with a great stand there in game 1, but Lima got to handle things pretty quickly after that.
ToastedArt, he's happy to get a game off. I mean, getting a singular game off Lima is a monumental task. I don't think I could do that.
It's a good look.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I called attention earlier on. You know, regardless of the matchup or the opponent, these top players are going to be really good at holding on to stocks, knowing how you want to kill them, and just making it harder and harder as the game goes on to close things out. And ToastedArt did a pretty good job of that early on, and this was a great example here, as Lima just missed a couple F smashes in a row and just found the connection. ToastedArt really made that work.
You can see that the excitement come from ToastedArt and people behind him. It was just perfect. It was just as good of ToastedArt ice as it could have gone, and I'm excited to see how much further he's going to make. That's not a clip, man. But
yeah, they had to throw in the end of the game somehow.
Yeah. Getting sent to losers, he's going to be fighting Danny Phantasma, the Yoshi, to make it through losers quarterfinal to top 32, while Lima moves on to top 32 winner's side.
And if you take a look at the bracket, Danny Phantasma actually won his last set 4-0 over.
Yeah.
You see that? He was
over
playing